All right. Welcome to our team call, guys. I want to welcome all the new coaches to the call. This is so rad that you're on here. Showing up to things like this is one of the biggest things that is going to help you move forward, because we're always going to bring to you the latest and greatest. And just having that community of doing this with us and not just doing the business on your own makes a world of difference. So I'm going to shoot it on over to Miss Kimberly.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see so many new faces. Cassie, who else is on here? Melissa, who else? I'm like reading names. Oh, hey, Christina. We haven't seen you in a while. Yes, very exciting. So we're going to kick this off. We have lots of information, and what's more is we really want you all to be a part of it. This is going to be an interactive team call. Our goal is to show you what exactly we do every single day and literally go through what Team Beachbody and the top coaches have created as to a success guide in this business, and show us that it's not rocket science and it's all very simple and can be done in power pockets around our day and around our busy lives. So I wanted to, before we actually, let me just share my screen here, because this is what we are going to be. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I know you're so mad at life right now. Where is it? Where is the...
Do I need to do it?
Nope, I think here it is. Okay, so can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see the tracker? Okay, so this is the Success Club business activity tracker. This is what everybody in the business deems important for success. And I think one of the biggest parts of it is the very first question, which is kind of what brings us to why we are here, is your why. If every day you are going into this business with this idea of what you want out of it, what your priorities are, you will fit it in to the places to places you don't even know you have places to fill. And I think that, I was talking to a new coach today who was saying, like, I just need to figure out how to make it a priority. And Andy and I were just saying the same thing. Like, the reason this business initially worked for us was because we made it a priority. We showed up every day, no matter what. And I think I was driving, and last night was really overwhelming, and this morning was just crazy, and I kept thinking, like, I have no time today. I'm not going to work 1 minute. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just take a day off. And I realized that in the almost 4 years I've done this business, I have never not shown up. And I don't say that to you to say, like, wow is me. I just say that to you because my priority is to be somebody who will show up for people always. That's 100%. It has nothing to do with showing up because I want Success Club points. It has nothing to do with showing up because I need money, or but I want the message that says, I came back because you never stopped showing up for me. That's just something that's my why. Oh, my sweet child. I hate sick babies. It just stresses me out. Anyway, so I say that because every day that I get up, I think about my why. And when those challengers ask me, like, how do I just keep going? I always go back to, you have to have a powerful why. And your why has to be more than a number on the scale. It has to be more than a size pant. It has to be something that pushes you to a place of wanting to get up and work out no matter what. And I think it goes the same. The business and your fitness journey they're the same walk. They're the same walk in the sense that you just keep showing up. So I say all that to you today because I feel like sometimes we need that reminder of, if you want these things to work and you want it to be something that you're proud of and that you want to show up for every day, then you need to really resonate on what it is that you're coming for, what it is that you're showing up. And coming to make a second income or replace your first income is awesome, but then you better show up. You know what I mean? Part of it is that I show up because we do need my income is part of how we pay for our bills. And so that's okay. It just needs to be a driver. And that driver will be why you keep showing up every single day. So that's the first right there, right on there, my why.
So you'll notice on here that it goes from Thursday to Wednesday. That's because that's the pay period. So I would highly recommend, and it's funny because I just talked to Emily, maybe 3 weeks ago, and we sat down and we went over everything I do. And I even said, like, I haven't been using this as like physically printing it out and writing on it because it's just not my system. But in thinking about how we can better help you guys, I'm like, but this is everything that I do every day. So why am I not checking it out? And why are we not teaching you guys to use this? Because this has been adapted literally within the last 12 months by Beachbody Corporate from coaches who did things well in the last 12 months. So they literally looked at the entire business model and said, we need to talk to the people who are having breakout years, the people, whether they're newer coaches or older coaches, but where it's working for them, where they're consistently hitting Success Club, consistently adding to their team, and consistently duplicating that process with the people on their team. So it's not just stopping at those coaches hitting Success Club. They're actually duplicating it forward. So that's why I thought, we all should just be doing this. So you'll see at the top, it goes Thursday to Wednesday. That's because that's our pay period, right? And you also see at the top that there's a little checkbox for the National Wake Up Call. I hope you guys listened today. If you didn't yet, or to yesterday's, I always listen on Tuesday mornings in the shower. Check that off because you will always hear nuggets. I never listen to that call and go, I already know that. And I've been doing this 5 years. Today we heard from number 3 coach of 2018, Emily Favre, and she talked about, what you put into this is what you'll get out, and how she's been a coach for 5 years, and she didn't treat this like a business at the level that she should have to get what she wanted from it until 2018. And in 2018, she went all the way to number 3, you guys. And I love hearing stories like that for multiple reasons. But one, it just shows that this is here for the taking for anybody and everybody. It doesn't matter if you signed up last week or if you've been doing this a few years. You still have an opportunity to run now. You'll also see a little checkbox for team call. And then your target market, make sure you're focusing on that person. If you try to talk to the masses, then you're not going to be zeroing in on those people that you really connect with, that are going to connect with you. So make sure you know what your target market is. And if that is something that you need help with, ask us, because I could send you tons of stuff to help you figure out what your niche market is, writing it down. How do we find those people? And then proof the product works. You guys, this is fundamentally what we need to be doing. That was another thing that Emily Favre talked about. She had never done a program from start to finish with the nutrition and the workouts the way that it's designed. And when she finally did that, it's like she was reinvigorated and fell back in love with what we have to offer. Her whole mindset shifted to when she invites, she has a gift to offer people, because she lived it. So if you're only going through the motions that way, if you're only pressing play, but then you're eating all of the junk, if you're only drinking your Shakeology 5 times a week, then you're not living that out. And by being proof the product works, we'll get into more of this later on in the tracker, but that's also showing up on social media about it every day, so the people know what you're doing. Let me know, Kim, if you're ready for the next one, or if you want me to keep going.
No, you're good. James just took baby's temperature and he's at 100. And I don't know if that's too high for a 2-month-old. 2 cents? No.
I'd say it's okay.
Okay. Sorry. I just, yeah, do you want to go over just the quick coach office part so I can handle Hudson?
Yep. Okay. So, but you're screen sharing. I don't know if I can do that. Hang on one hot second. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to jump to something else because she's doing the screen share and she'll be right back. But so we're going to jump to get people results. She's going to go over all the invite stuff because she just refined all of her invites. But that is now a vital behavior. So our vital behaviors have changed a couple times since I started coaching it. There used to only be 3. There used to be the proof the product works, invite, personal development. Last year they added recognition. And just in the last few months, they realized, you know what, the recognition piece is great. We need to recognize people's efforts and successes and help them by motivating them in that way, but it really needs to be fine-tuned in getting people results. So you're recognizing that because you helped them get results, but what does it look like to actually do that? Because when you're actually in the trenches with people, helping them get results, they are more likely to refer more people to you, to possibly want to join your team. It definitely helps the entire model of the business. And of course, it stays at the core of what we're ultimately trying to do, which is help people lead healthier, more fulfilling lives. So contribute to your challenge groups. Make sure you're showing up. And as you can see in this tracker, and now we're bouncing around a little bit, but I'm not sitting down for 5 hours in my day and doing this whole thing. You know, I do my workout at 5 a.m. and I drink my shake for breakfast. That's done. I don't consider that part of like my work hours. That's just something I can check off. The connect, invite, and follow up part is the bulk of my work time. So figure out where you're going to do that in your day. When it comes to getting people results, contributing to your challenge group, get in the flow of your day of, you know, right after you do your workout, just check in right there with your personal check-in. So that's done. So people have seen that you've shown up, so that you're the example for your challengers, and they see that you're not just telling them what they should be doing, but you're doing it as well. Check in your shake and meals at the end of the day to contribute to the challenge group as well. Recognize other people's achievements. So it's not just checking in and saying, I did this, but going in sometime in your day and showing that your challengers some love, giving them some comments, some likes on their efforts for the day, you know, and really reading what they have to say. And if they have questions or concerns, or they had a bad day, like really meeting them where they're at. There's a lot of times where I'll finish up checking into the challenge group, and then I'll message a couple people on the side because I just noticed that they're struggling, or I notice that certain people aren't showing up. So these are all the things that are going to help people get results, because the missing link, you guys, between people who lead healthy lifestyles or people who struggle with that a lot of times is the accountability. And that's what you're telling them that you're going to be here for. And then of course, respond to any questions from your customers or coaches. And then personal development, again, we talk about that all the time, but make sure you're reading something or listening to something that's going to fill your cup so you can fill other people's cups. I am going to show you some back office stuff rather than wait on her. So give me a hot second to figure out how to do this without messing it up. That's why I get nervous. Okay. Let me know. Can you see my screen? It looks like the Zoom. Yeah, okay. Perfect. So I'm going to go in the coach office, and I want to show you guys how many resources we have there, because a lot of questions I get asked, I'm realizing, are things that are right in the back office that I want to make sure you guys understand are there. So one thing that I do every single day is check my back office. So I go in here and I look at my Success Club. I want to make sure I know who, so this is the Success Club tab. I want to make sure I know who my people are that ordered from me this month, whether they signed up as coaches or customers. I like to email them so I can grab their email address right here and email them a little welcome email. Then you can click here and check your Success Club Point people as customers, and again, email them to welcome them in. Your volume, your earnings, and then leadership ladder. But up here, so this is all stuff that I check every single day, you guys. And I want you guys to get in the habit of doing that, because as your business grows, you're going to want to be in a habit of knowing who are your customers, where can you find their information. When they say, hey, I don't know why this didn't ship, well, you can go in and you can look at, and know how to find that information for them. But up here is what I really wanted to touch on real quick. This stuff is so helpful. You know, a lot of the stuff that we post in the challenge groups comes right from here, your challenge group tools. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that this is available to us. I wanted to make sure you guys all know how to get to Share a Cart. You can simply click here and that will take you to Share a Cart when you're sending somebody, getting somebody set up with a challenge pack. I don't use the logos and images, to be honest, unless we are setting up a group, because on social media, which we're going to touch on, I like to keep it all branded more towards me and not towards Beachbody. So I don't want to use those images for things like that. And then under the My Business tab, get familiar with your sponsorship drill down. This is the other tab that I check every single day. So as your business grows, you're going to want to know people's active status, inactive status. I get questions all the times from coaches where they don't understand why they're going inactive, and I can easily come in and check their orders and go, oh, well, that's because you didn't order and then you had somebody return or whatever. So get familiar with your back office if you don't already. And the reason we're saying this, even though, we're focusing on the Success Club tracker, but what we really want to drive home today is that there's certain things that should be a habit for you daily and then weekly. And checking into your back office is something you should be doing daily so that you know how to get around the back office. You can find these things when people ask you questions. There's so many times people ask me questions and I don't know, but I know I can find it in my back office. So get familiar, add that to your Success Club tracker every day. Check it off the list. You go in, you saw your orders, especially when after you've been doing this for a year, and your Beachbody On Demand customers are going to be re-upping their Beachbody On Demand, you want to know whether or not they order or not. So if they've lost touch, if you've sent follow-ups to them and they haven't been responding and they've fallen off the wagon, and then their BOD comes back in, you want to know that so you can reach out to them and get them re-engaged. So it helps a ton. Or the same thing with a Shakeology customer who's gone quiet for a little while. You want to make sure you know who your customers are and your coaches so that you can best support them. I know there's like a ton we could go over with the back office, so we're going to switch back to the other stuff on the tracker. But if you guys have questions about that, please ask us so that we can go over that more at another time.
I was going to say maybe just keep those questions about the specific about back office, and then we load them up or even send them in the chat box, and then we can answer them at the end. The only thing I was going to add is make sure you know the difference between the share cart and BB links. And the only reason I say this is because it came up today. When you are signing up a new coach, and remember that if you're signing up somebody who wants to drink Shakeology monthly, you should sign them up as a discount coach right out of the gate, because you're going to earn a fast start bonus plus Success Club points, plus you sign a coach. So all good things. So I just kind of wanted to say that when you're signing up somebody as a coach, and only because it came up with Andrea and I today, that she had a gal who signed up, and of course she was inactive right away because she didn't sign up with anything. And we want to make sure that you get the most out of those signups. So if you're about to sign someone and you're a brand new customer, or you're a brand new coach, and you just walk through that with your sponsor coach, don't go at it alone, because I think that a lot of times little things are missed and it could have been in your benefit. So I just say that because I feel like a lot of times we jump in and we're so excited someone wants to buy Shakeology, but then the person doesn't unclicks the home direct, and now all of a sudden you're not getting Success Club points because they unclicked home direct. Thank you, sweetie. Goodbye. So make sure you know the difference in those little things that I think as a coach for a long time, we forget sometimes, but then make all the difference in the world for you. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there, since we were talking about signups and BB links and share carts, since that's all where you access that. And of course you can access that all from your phone. Is if you download BB links, you can access your online coach office. You can access the challenge group tracker from the back end. You can access share cart, everything.
And again, if you have questions about this, type them in the chat box, because sometimes I'll be honest, we feel like we're like talking at you on these team calls, and we really want to make sure that you understand what we're talking about. So let us know.
Talking about.
All right.
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, let's go back to the tracker. Sorry about that. Rough moment here in the Jensen home. Do you want me to pull it back up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. Andy, do you want to do next one, or do you want?
Sure. Okay. So initiating connections and adding followers. This should take you about 20 minutes a day. Some might say that's debatable, but it depends on, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. So we are going to host a whole call on Instagram, because that is where people are finding people. So I'm going to keep this brief for today, but this is network marketing, you guys. I have a couple things to say on this point. We are network marketers. Whether you like that title or not, That's what we are. I actually got in a conversation about this with my husband yesterday, because still after 5 years, like, he cannot wrap his brain around like ever doing what we do, which is just hysterical to me. But a couple things, you guys, the people who are closest to you, I want to encourage you to invite them to what we do. And Maggie, I'm going to call you out. I love you, girl. She sent me a message this morning and said that she finally invited some of her best friends. And she was nervous to do that, because we're nervous to invite the people closest to us because it stings more when they say no, right? But get in the mindset that you have something to offer. You have this gift that you cannot keep to yourself, and then that's not scary. But beyond those people, you guys, we have to be consistently adding followers, adding friends, adding people to our network, because we are network marketers. You cannot build this business to a substantial income without always being aware that you have to continue to add to your network, or you're going to run out of people. That's why social media is so amazing. And that's why it's such a blessing that we have this free place where we can continue to network. It's not like the old days where people had to go door to door or have all these parties with people they didn't know in random people's houses. So we really have a benefit there. So spend that 20 minutes a day finding those followers, whether you're finding them through hashtags. Make a list of the 5 things that make you you, that aren't just health and fitness, and go to those hashtags that you would be attracted to without Beachbody, and find people who are like you and follow them. Strike up a conversation. The 5-3-1 rule, which I touched on last week. You're going to find 20 new people a day through hashtags. You're going to go to their profiles and like 5 of their photos, comment on 3 of them, and follow them. And if you get in that habit, it would take, if you find 1 every minute, it only takes 20 minutes, then you're done. And you've expanded your network by 20 new people a day. It doesn't mean that every single person's going to follow you back. That's okay. But that's the thing. This, in a lot of ways, this is a numbers game. And you can look at that from a beneficial point of view, that the more people you talk to, the more people you're going to help, the more people you're going to bless. So spend that 20 minutes, find those 20 people, new people from hashtags or from the Explore page. Sometimes I'll go to the Explore page and I'll look for an image that I would be attracted to without Beachbody, where I'm just scrolling, having fun. Ooh, that's interesting to me. It's normally something about motherhood or moms or whatever. I'll click on it and then I'll go and look at the people who are following that. And a lot of times, just by looking at the little picture, I can see a little cute family with a mom and some kids. And I'm like, bada bing, bada boom, I'm going to follow that chick because she's a mom with multiple kids. I could probably have a conversation with her. So that's another way to do it. Then social media posts that showcases the benefit of your healthy lifestyle. This says 10 minutes. I promise you this will get faster. Some days this takes me 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie. Some days this takes me 2 minutes. But every single day you need to be showcasing what we do. And I'm not saying holding up a picture of yourself with your Shakeology where it clearly says Shakeology and snapping a picture and saying, hey, this is the best stuff ever. Be a little bit more creative than that. Whether you're talking about Shakeology or your workout, to a different lighting, or make sure the lighting's really good. Make sure you're taking a picture that's not just a selfie every single day, but then you're going to tell a story. When you're talking about posting, you want to do one of 3 things. You want to inspire and motivate, you want to educate, or you want to share your story, or a little bit of all 3 sometimes. So really think about that. Don't just post your sweaty selfie and say, yay me, I did my workout. But what is more behind that? What did you struggle with that day and how did this help you? Without saying buzzwords like Transform 20, without saying Beachbody, without saying, hashtag Coach Life. Like, be a little bit more creative than that. And again, especially for your newer coaches, we're going to have an entire call about this. So we're just scratching the surface today. But one post a day needs to be something like that with a call to action at the end. So you're going to share, we'll just use the story example for right now. So I already wrote a post for tonight. It has some of my story. It has a before and after, where I was right after I had my baby to now. And at the end, I'm going to say something to the effect of, who wants to join me? If this is something that would benefit you, join me. That's a call to action. you could say, drop your email below or drop your favorite emoji and I'll reach out to you or whatever it is. But that's a call to action. So you're not just telling a story and then post over. You're telling a story that somebody else can relate to, and then you're letting them know that you have something to offer them, that they can join with you.
I was just going to add in, as we are kind of coming at you from like, okay, how do I fit this into my working life or my busy schedule? And my suggestion would be that, and I know Christine's really good about this, is have a plan for your week. Have a, you know, when you go in, that's why Sunday nights we post that like, hey, here's some ideas for posting, you know, post about whatever, like have a plan. You know, maybe you like to do images, or you're going to focus on water one day, or you're going to focus on your workout this day, or whatever your case might be. If you have a plan, and either the night before or the very first thing you do in the morning, write out your posts, unless all of a sudden you're randomly inspired, you know, like throughout the day. But I would say that it's one of those things that you want to eat that frog. You will feel better knowing that come dinner time, you're not scrambling to come to find a post, because I can tell you this caused so much turmoil in my house when I first started, was because I was constantly trying to figure out my post and I would tell James, like, I got to get a post up. It's crucial. And he would just be, you know, and it's a turnoff to your spouse, right? Like, cause they're like, well, I don't really understand what algorithms are, and I don't really care about that right now. There's kids that need to be fed and I'm hungry, you know? So like having that post ready is the best thing that I ever did in my life. And still to this day, it is the first thing I do, that and invites, because I know that I will go on with my day going, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what I get to. I got those two things done. So that would be my only suggestion as you're fitting this in like power pockets of your day, you know, write those posts out, know what your images are, and be ahead of the game.
And a lot of times, guys, because I don't get ready every day, like full makeup hair, I'll snap a few photos, I'll change clothes. I will strategically take random photos that I know I can create posts out of later. So another thing to think of, or I'll take a picture and I'll save it and I'll know that I can create a post around it later. I do things a little bit differently, where I will do my workout and then with all the endorphins running, I write my post as the shower is warming up in the morning. And I already have a game plan for what the posts are going to be the rest of the day. So that morning post is more spontaneous. The other ones sometimes are already written out, or what I do to share my little pockets of time. Sometimes I post twice a day, sometimes I post 3, and it depends. It depends on the day and what I'm feeling, because I don't like to just throw up a post because I feel like I've only posted twice. So I'll post in the morning after I work out, and then I have a little window of time when I'm waiting to pick up my son. So I will snap some other photo throughout my morning, or already have one ready from a few days ago that I've already edited, put my filter on, and I'll write that post in the car while I'm waiting for him. So that's my second post. And then again in the afternoon when my kids are playing, that's typically when I write my night post, for the same reasons that Kim said. I don't want to get jammed up when everybody's hungry and looking at me for dinner. So in my afternoon, there's always a little pocket of time when the kids are playing. That's when I'll write that third post. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys to picture, when in my day can I do those things? So again, it's not something I'm sitting down and taking a ton of time to do out of each day. It takes maybe 5-10 minutes to do that a couple times throughout my day.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, you can see what's next. Obviously, stories as a whole, you know, actually I had a conversation with a coach on our upper team the other day, and she was like, I just feel like I'm so irrelevant on my stories. Like I just have nothing to post. And she's like, and it's because I'm trying not to be on my phone all day. I've got, you know, I'm working, she has a job, and then I've got kids, and it's just, my suggestion is, even though it's called Insta Stories, I get it, it's supposed to be like instant in the moment. I would say I take the majority of my photos in the first 5 hours of the day, and I don't take any for the rest of the day. And I just snap stuff and I go back to it and I go back to it. And I don't really care if someone looks at the timestamp of it and they're like, well, that's not realistic. I could care less. If someone's that concerned about what time I'm, you know, posting an Insta story, they should probably get something else to do. But I just post it throughout the, you know, you can just throw it up there whenever you do have a chance. You have like, you've got your shake from the morning, and you've got like your preparation of this, and you got your preparation of that. I say just, you know, capture photos all throughout your day, but don't worry about constantly being like in your stories, if that makes sense. I feel like that's been a real helpful for me.
And don't overthink the stories. I overthought it for a solid 6 months and I just wouldn't do it. And I'm totally kicking myself now. But the most random things, the other day I talked about how I needed to go get waxed. I was about to hop out my car and go get waxed. And I talked about how I was doing a live video and I noticed my mustache. And I had so many people message me about that because I asked something about wax or threading. People will comment on random stuff, and now I'm in these random conversations with people that started about waxing and threading, and they're definitely going to get an invite tonight because I've been talking to them for a couple days. So don't overthink what you're talking about. It's important to be consistent with showing your workout every day in some fashion, showing your Energize without showing the cup of Energize, or how you mix it, or try to be creative with that. Show your shake, and again, be creative with it so you're not just always holding up your Shakeology cup, so that you're leaving a little bit of that curiosity. And just throughout your day, I know that I struggle in the afternoon also to post stories. I feel like I do a ton in the morning and then I'm like quiet. So this is helpful for me too, you guys, to see the gaps in my day where I need to improve things, just looking at this tracker. All right. Responding to all new likes and comments. This, honestly, I feel like this doesn't take a solid 25 minutes. I keep judging the time frames they're putting on this because I've been doing all these things for so long. So just know that these aren't times that say like, you better be spending 20 minutes doing this, or you better spend 25 minutes. These are just guesstimates on how long it might take you. It might be different for you. So this is something that, again, I don't even do during my power hour. I'll do randomly when I'm sitting in the car. A lot of times when Eric's driving is when I will go through and I'll respond on posts. So when you post, it's so important to go back to that post and comment and tag the person back that commented, whether you're saying thank you because they said, oh, cute kid, or you posted a call to action and they want more information. Before you just message them, you're going to send them a comment back in the thread saying, hey, I'm totally sending a message right now, and tagging them back, because that's going to boost you up in the algorithm. The more engagement there is on a post, the better that post does on Facebook and on Instagram. So spend some time every day going back to those posts, commenting, liking, and seeing who viewed your stories. When it says views, it's talking about your stories. So if you don't already know how to do that, let us know so we can show you. But you can see every single person who watches your stories. And that's a great place to invite from, which is our next thing, inviting.
So yeah, I'll just touch right on that because I feel like I just wrote out a whole bunch of invites. But when you have a new viewer on your stories or to your page, I would so we've touched on this before, but in your phone you can set up text replacement, which I know might sound so silly, but it saves so much time. So you can set up, like, you could say like new IG follower, and as soon as you start typing new IG follower, you're going to get a blip and it's already going to be posted for you. So I would say something along the lines of like, hey, thanks for following my page. I'm a mom of 4 and totally dedicated to helping women find freedom in their health and fitness. I would love to send you more information about any upcoming boot camp that I have. Are you interested? Something along those lines, something quick, fast, whatever, and have that saved so that every new follower that you have, you're engaging in conversation, and you can even have a response to their answer. So if they're like, yeah, I'd love to know what it is that you do as a virtual health coach, you could be like, oh, well, awesome. I run, boot camps online. I set you up with basically like a Sweatflix of Netflix. And if you don't want to have it verbiage, send your voice. Voice is huge, especially on Instagram, because I don't think it's utilized all that much, but people are authentically going to be like, if they hear that your tone like isn't like, oh yeah, I got this like sale going on and it's super rad and I'm going to set you up with all these sales and you're going to spend your money. No, you know what I mean? Like, that's instantly what they're thinking. But if they hear your voice and you're like, no, I've been doing this for so long and it's given me so much freedom and being able to work out from home and just get that over and done with and move on with my day, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you guys all know why Beachbody is so great. But take some time to figure out what kind of little response you want to give them. And then the other thing is any new views that you have. If you notice, like Susie Joe has been watching your stories but hasn't been commenting or anything, take some time and just say like, hey, I noticed that you know, and I'm not sure if you've seen, but I have an upcoming boot camp. I'd love to send you some information. That's it. Because she's been watching, she should know that you have an upcoming boot camp, and it shouldn't come off as salesy because your posts don't come off as salesy because you're too busy telling your story in an authentic way. That's why people trust you, is because your story doesn't say like, hey, or your posts don't say sale, sale, sale. Your posts just tell who you are as a person and why these products and these things are working for you. So have a little blip for that, for like any new views. And then, you know, the same goes with Facebook. So right now, I'm being a little bit bolder because I've been on this journey a little longer, but anyone who is interested in Transform 20 before is getting, I'm just going to post this in the chat box since you guys are right here. They're getting, oops, not that. They're getting this. And then it's linked to our new group for info about Transform 20. So, so they can add themselves, they can be right there, and it gets people in the group. Whether or not they respond, they may add themselves. I would say most people add themselves to our info groups, and they may never say anything to you. But this is just a quick, you know, response to anyone who was previously interested. And then as far as like new followers, this is like kind of what I'm sending with the link to the info group about the boot camp that's kicking off. And then anybody who's on Facebook who I have considered like a potential client that's my friend, not like on my business page, I simply say like, hey, I'm not sure if you've seen, but I've got a new boot camp kicking off. I know that the new year is in full effect and spring break is coming. I'd love to help you reach some of your goals. Are you interested in more information? Super simple, super to the point. It's not salesy. If they never respond, that's okay. So that's my tip on invites. Andy, I don't know if you want to like pop in any more.
Just real quick, and we talked about this last week too, so I won't beat a dead horse, but I was just snagging something I said today that I'm gonna share with you guys. At least 5 new invites a day, you guys, at least. The more people you talk to, the more this is going to grow for you. And again, you have to come from the place of you have something to offer, and then it's not scary. I'm going to show you right now what I sent. So the way that I do my follow-ups, let me back up a minute. Even on here, it says to send at least 5 invites a day. So what is your number? I want you guys to all think about it real quick. I want you to write down the number one thing, the number one reason why you have become a coach and why you want to do this. Write it down real quick. And I want you to reflect on that. And I want you to think about, for those of you who have been coaching a little bit, have I been talking to enough people to live that out, to make that happen? And if the answer is no, then that number needs to increase. If the answer is yes, and you're at your sweet spot, then great. For me, I was inviting 10 people a day for a really long time, and I wasn't growing. I wasn't reaching the goal. I wasn't meeting that why for myself. So now I invite 20 to 40, depending on the day. And that might sound like a whole heck of a lot to you guys, or maybe that doesn't, I don't know. But for me, that has been what I want to do. I get so excited and so fired up to invite people right now. And today I was doing all my follow-ups because, again, we talked about this last week. The way that I follow up is anybody who responds to one of my invites saying that they want more information, a lot of times, even after I send more information, like Kim was saying, I have already written out responses. So this does not take me a lot of time at all. When somebody says, sure, send me more info, I go in the notes of my phone, I copy and paste my response, and I send it to them. If they don't respond after that, they will get another invite from me about once a month. So today I went and did all of my invites. I think there was like 77 of them or something. And literally, this is what I said. Because this is exactly how I feel. I'm totally bugging now, you guys. Yes, I'm on week 3 of this new program and it's so good. The 20-minute workouts leave me drenched and I'm so glad it's over by then. I'm putting together another round to start on the 11th. Do you want to join us? Because you guys, that's literally how I felt. I sat down on my computer this morning. I decided I'm going to jam out these follow-ups and I just typed out how I was feeling in that moment because I truly am so excited about this workout. And I feel like all of the people, the 77 people that I had who at one point or another said that they were interested, that then just let it go away, whether it was because they heard the price and they didn't like that, or stuff got in the way, or they never saw my message, or they read their message and then they got distracted and they never went back to it, whatever it was. I want to let them know that I'm still here and I'm now 3 weeks into this program that they could have been doing. And I have it to offer for them again, you guys. And I don't care if I get a response back again saying no thank you again. I legit do not care because I have an inbox full right now that's actually bogging me down a little bit in my brain because it's getting late of people who have said, oh yeah, tell me more again. I forgot. I read the one-liners that you can see that there's a lot of people who now want to re-engage in the conversation. So if I would have shied away from saying that, or if I would have overthought how I was going to send this follow-up or overthought the initial invite or whatever, that I wouldn't be talking to these people and they might not be on the brink of saying yes to Transform 20, which we all know is just such a rad program. That excites me. It makes me so excited to send that message. I was like, bam, bam, you're getting a message, you're getting a message, you're getting a message. Because in my mind, I'm looking at these people's profiles, I'm reading the conversation that we had where a lot of them had told me, oh my gosh, I just had my 3rd baby and I just can't seem to lose this weight and I'm just so upset about it and I can't fit any clothes. Like, I want to help that person and I know that I can and I'm confident in that. So when you're inviting and when you're following up, be you. Don't overthink it. Just get it done in your day. And then you're done. So on here, for the sense of the tracker, it says take 15 minutes a day to follow up. This is where I skew a little bit from here. You have to find what works for you. For me, it works best to follow up once a month with everybody who at one time or another said that they were interested from the previous month, essentially. Those people do not come off my follow-up list until I've invited them 3 to 4 times or they've given me like a hard no, which is rare, I'll be honest. The hard no's happen sometimes, but they're just.
But I will say, just to add on to Andy, you guys, I would say I probably send 40 invites a day. I probably hear back from like 2 people. So like, don't think that like, oh, I've been, everybody says no, or nobody even responds. You're not alone. Okay. We're all, I get nothing. It's like ghosts. And it's okay. Ghosts are fine because ghosts still can read and they still have, you're still planting a seed and they know you're there, and maybe it won't be this month and maybe it won't be next month. But I will tell you, today, I think is the very first time in the history of my entire coaching career, someone messaged me and said, I just want to do what it is that you do. I'm ready to sign up. Where do I sign the line? I've never had anybody in this business come to me and say like, I'm ready to coach. I've been, like that. Usually it's more of like a conversation, you're in the middle of conversation. This was like, nope, I'm ready. And so this person and she's been watching me for like, I want to say 3 years now. And that's okay. That's the seeds. Those are the seeds. So be encouraged that even though there's no response, no response is still not no. No response.
It's funny because you'll watch, these people will say no. They're the people who keep watching my stories. Yep. They're the people who keep liking the photos. And it's like, you just ignored my last 3 messages, but they're still there because health and fitness is such a personal thing, you guys. And you have to remember that. People have to be ready on their time. And your first invite, most of the time, is not their time at all. They're going, whoa, like what? And that's okay, because that's how I felt. It takes a few times, but that's the magic in this, because like I always say, then they're going to say thank you when you change their life, because you will. But you have to be confident in that. And just like Kim said, I there's plenty of days where I do my 20 to 40 invites and I hear from nobody, and I just, who cares? Don't sweat it. I do it again the next day, because if I only invite 3 a day, if I only invite 5 a day, I'm not going to hit Success Club. I'm not going to help 5 to 10 people a month by only talking to a couple. That's just the sheer numbers, you guys.
And I will say, just to tag on that last, because you just brought up something that made me think of it. Oh, shoot. Oh, if you are, they usually say the people you invite in the month, it's the months prior that then are the ones that the people you're inviting today are not the people who are signing up today. They're the people who are signing up in like 2 to 3 months. And here's why. This is my theory. They're waiting for you to fail. They're waiting for you to stop showing up. They're waiting for you to say, so they can say, see, she couldn't do it either. So why would I trust her when I don't? You know what I mean? It makes no difference. So know that people want you to fail only because it gives them an excuse so that they can fail and they cannot get off the couch and they don't have to work out because they're going to say, see, it didn't work for them either. So let that be your driver that like, nope, I'm still here. Nope, I'm still here. And just like Emily Favre said, I don't even know if she said it in this call, but she said it right after she was announced as like number 3 in the network, was like, I talked on my live videos like there were thousands of people watching and there were like 2. So know that like we all have to start somewhere. And every time you want to quit, think of that person that has said no to you and is waiting for you to fail. And just let that be your driver. Let that be what pushes you, and away you go.
All right, guys. I know you're probably wanting us to wrap it up. Any quick questions? Oh, at the bottom, you can see your business results. So I think this
I was going to say, don't you want to touch on the challenge group tracker?
I did when you were, I skipped over to that. Yeah.
Okay. And you showed like how you go on your computer or like go on BB Links.
I did not. You want to show that?
Well, no, I mean, it's not like that important, but like, when we say check into a challenge group or check into Tribe, just remember that when you check into the challenge group tracker app, if you're checking in from the app, you're going to miss posts, just as a heads up. You have to check in from either the, hold on, where is it? You have to check in from either like right here, like on, you can see this, right? My challenge group tracker portal. So like I just scroll down and I usually just go to the yesterday's post and then make sure I touch on every single person's post. That's what it looks like to check in to these groups. And then from there, if you are checking on your phone, just make sure you go through the portal, not just through the app, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what she's saying is you go through your internet browser to my challenge group tracker app coach portal, not just like you can do your own personal check-in through the app. But when you're actually checking in to comment
as a coach, yeah.
Portal.
Yeah. And then the last thing is just, respond to questions from customers and coaches. Make sure you make checking into the team page part of your list. I would think of that right there. Like, making sure that you're checking in and that you're not missing anything in the team page and there's nothing that, that you're missing.
And you guys, so the whole point of this was to help you guys have a checklist, because I know a lot of you are like, the type of people that tell me what to do and I'll do it. Give me a list of things, because a lot of times you can sit down at your phone or sit down at your computer as a coach and be like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do today. And another day goes by, So this is what you need to be doing every day, but don't let it stop you just because it's a long list. Because if you really look at what's in it, just like we've always said, you need probably 1 hour of your day, and it doesn't even have to be a consecutive hour, where you're doing the invites, you're doing the follow-ups, and maybe you're planning some posts and doing the check-ins. It's not going to consume your whole life. So really look at your daily schedule and figure out, when is your workout time going to be? When are you going to post about that? What are your other 1 to 2 posts going to be during the day? What is your flow on your stories going to be? If you have a game plan, it makes it so much easier and so much less overwhelming. But you have to show up every day on social media. You have to invite every day. And by checking these boxes, it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel like checking off those transformers on the Shaun T calendar that you did it. And every day you're going to build that momentum and you're going to build that confidence. And if you get jammed up or you have questions, that's what we're here for, is to help you overcome that. I love when you guys share with us what's going on. I thought that really helped us to plan this call, just hearing what you guys need. So continue to let us know that. If 5 invites, you're jamming through them, up your game to 10. We talked last week about where we're finding those invites, so I'm not going to go over all of that. You guys can watch that call again. But was this helpful? Because we're really relying on your feedback so that we can make sure we're helping you guys. Yeah. Find your pocket of time. You know, my chunk of time is bedtime. My kids go to bed, and I'll be honest, some nights I don't want to. Some nights I just want to go to bed with Eric, and I'm just tired. But I have a strong enough why that tells me, nope, you're doing this tonight, you know? And you can even plan, I plan one weekend night. Saturday nights are my night where I go to bed the same time as my husband, or we watch a movie, or we have a date night in, and that's fine. But I plan for it. So that means either Fridays or sometimes Sundays, depending on how I've already pre-planned it, I'm going to up my invites. I'm going to make sure that I've checked in everywhere so that nobody feels like I'm just gone for a day. And I'm still posting on social media. So when I say I take that night off, it just means that I didn't invite that day. And I've upped my invites on the day before or the day after. So what does that look like for you? And that will change too. Seasons come, babies come, you move. All these things happen. And I think that that is another part of this that I'm so passionate about, is that this can change with you and you can adapt as things come in your life. But it just makes me sad to see coaches come and go because some big life event happened, when this business can make that big life event that much better and that much sweeter and give you that freedom to enjoy it. So embrace the changes that come. Let us know, hey, this is happening. I'm having a hard time getting this all in. Help me, so that we can go help you look at your day from an outsider's perspective and say, hey, here's a little bit of time. In this little chunk of time, go send these invites or do this. We're here to help you. But if you let a big life event come in and rock your world, it's way harder to get that momentum going again. We're trying to get you guys there and keep you there and help you see the fruits of your labor come to life. But it's going to require consistency in doing these things.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay. I always think big picture. Like, where do I want to be in a year? And if all the work I do now, you know, every day is going to get me there, then it's worth it. Like, where do you want to be in a year from now, 2 years from now? And what kind of work ethic is it going to take you to get there? So it keeps me going.
And Emily Favre signed, what was it, 492 coaches last year. And I've heard other calls from her, she didn't really put her foot on the gas until like springtime, guys. So she went from being a diamond coach to being third in the network, you guys. If that's not motivating and inspiring, I don't know what is. This is a level playing field in Beachbody, you guys. You might not think so. You might have in your head it's saturated. You might have in your head you can't do this. Well, you're wrong. You are completely wrong. This opportunity is here for you to take it. So take it. But you have to do the things with passion in your heart. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I told him I'm going to get on a rant tonight.
If you go watch Emily, there's nothing grandeur about her. Like, if you go watch her stories or you go look at her, like, all she did was bring people in the rawness of her world. That's it. That's what that's what Ashley Molstead did. They don't sugarcoat. They say it like it is, and that's it. And
also, go ahead. I was going to say, Maggie posted a video. Who was it? Was it Ashley?
Ashley.
Yeah, it was so great. I took notes. I screenshotted her responses so I could like look at it and like write it out my own way. But I mean, it's happening to the number one coach on a daily basis. So
can you share those, Tara?
The screenshots?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have to. Yeah, I'll write them out and then I'll put them on an image and I'll put them on the team page.
That'd be awesome.
I watched the video on my phone, so I have screenshots of all of them like on my phone that I could add straight into the group.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, mine aren't probably clear enough that I took, but I could figure it out if you don't.
Yeah.
But it was honestly so good. Even just to see her touch on like all the specific, go back and watch it if you guys haven't seen it, all the specific reasons that people give you. And one of the things that she said that stood out to me is she's like, I don't even care about Success Club point. I don't even care. Like if you're watching me, even if you don't purchase, like going from leading with passion and wanting what's best for that person and letting that show through more than anything else so that they don't see you as a salesperson and they see your passion for, you know, helping them and living your best life and letting that shine through more than anything else. It was really good. Go back and watch it.
Awesome,
Cool.
you guys. Well, thank you all for being here
Anything
tonight.
else? Yeah. I think it was good. We kept it for an hour. Hour's pretty normal. I know we used to say like 40 minutes, but let's be real. That was a lot. We just covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's anyone you think needs to see this, especially on your new team cups, we were going to touch on that real quick. We'll wrap it up right here. But Andy and I were talking today about it, and we are going to like bring the heat. So get excited because we have some fun ideas about how to rev it up and how to kind of give you guys some things to push yourself. We want to have a team success club goal. We want to have like as a whole team. And then we're going to have some prizes that are not that, you know, they'll give us prizes and then we're going to have our own prizes. We want to do like a ring the bell so that every time you help somebody, you check into the group and, you know, we talk about what it looks like to have goals. But I think at a minimum, even if every single person hits Success Club at a minimum 5, that's 5 teams of 5 people. I'm not great at math, so I'm not even going to try. Pretty sure that's 250, right?
How many teams are there?
So there's 5
teams.
There's 5 teams.
5 people.
So that's 25 times 5, 125.
Oh, not 250.
It'd be 10 teams.
I know, I heard. It's okay.
Sorry, I love math.
Okay, so that's like 100. So let's say we have a minimum of signing 2 coaches each. So then, you know, you can do that math too. Okay, what's that? Don't open the computer, please.
Maggie the calculator.
Wait, what?
25 times 2. Oh, I can do that. That's 50.
Yeah.
So 50 new coaches. Okay, so 50 new coaches, 125 lives. Like that's nuts. That's a lot. That just if we bare minimum. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to bring the heat. We're going to have fun. We're going to have prizes. But we just want to rally it up. And we're not trying to, you know, these top Success Club people, it's insane what they bring. And right now, let's just rally as a team. Yes, we have 5 different teams, but let's just rally as a whole team and just rock February. That's kind of how I feel about it. So that is all we have, I think. Yeah. Okay.
So the team cup is for 1 month?
1 month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on that note, I didn't read exactly how you wrote it in the team page, but if you're a team leader, you need to register your team. So everybody needs to comment in that thread about Team Cup where Kim listed out the teams, your
With your
email
email.
and your coach ID number so that your team leader can get us all registered for.
Because we have to be registered by Thursday.
Yeah.
And don't forget to buy your summit ticket by Thursday because
Yes.
they go off sale on Thursday. So summit ticket and emails and coach IDs. Yes, darling. Yes, darling.
So hi.
Hi.
I started a message chat with
Perfect.
the people on mine, and we've been talking in there.
Okay,
Oh
great.
my gosh. Love it.
Good job. That's what you need to do. And you don't even have to, if you get all your people through there, people don't even need to comment with their coach ID.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to comment there if you already have are good to go.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yay.
all right.
Okay. Well, onward.
Are we taking a picture?
Sure. You got your thing? Really great hair.
You're going to have to tell me again how to do it if you want me to do it.
Command Shift 4.
I'm never going to remember. Okay.
Command Shift 4.
Command shift. Okay.
She'll tell us when.
I'm mess it up every time.
You don't want me just to smile like this the whole time?
I kind of like it. It's very cheesy.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't it.
Who put you in charge?
This is, I'm telling you, don't let me do it. It doesn't look right. I can't do it.
Okay,
Oh my
hang on.
gosh.
Okay, I got it. Somehow with my one hand here.
Better
Okay,
than me,
ready?
girl.
Won't work. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, put those down. What is happening? Put those down. Sorry, it's got scissors, like massive scissors that would literally cut his head off. I realize they shouldn't be at my desk, but that's besides the point. Don't judge me. Okay. Say cheese. Okay,
Gosh.
got it.
I'm telling you, it was just giving me a line. It wasn't making the box.
Sorry, it's okay. Okay, so Andy, you're gonna upload this, and I guess that's it.
All right,
Thanks,
girls.
guys. I hope that
Thanks, ladies.
you're welcome. If you have any questions that we didn't answer, shoot our way.
Perfect. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.